If you're a painting estimator and occasionally you would like to be able to text customers to let them know that you're running late, I want to show you how you can use Apple Shortcuts to use Siri to initiate a text to the customer, even when you don't know what that customer's phone number is or you don't have it saved on your phone. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. I am the owner of Boolean Automation. We are an automation consulting company that works specifically with painting companies. So if you're a painter, you've come to the right place. If you get value out of this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because this is why we exist, is to create automation content and tutorials for painting companies. Obviously, if you're a larger painting company and you're interested in having us do the implementation for you, please reach out. You can find our information down below. All right, so I have all the information that we're going to need for this on my screen here. First thing is we're going to use the Apple Shortcuts app here to create the automation to initiate this. We're going to be using Zapier here, so I'm going to create a new Zap right now. This is going to be called, or we will call this Zap Siri Text Customer Running Late. So that's the name of our Zap that we're making right now. First thing that we do right out of the gate is use the webhook feature. And by the way, if you don't know what webhooks are, I have a video I'll link down below where I explain webhooks to my 6-year-old. So anyone can understand these. They're very powerful automation tools. So if you're curious and you want some background on webhooks, you can take a look at that other video. So we're going to catch a webhook first. Now we're going to click continue. We need to get the URL of the webhook. This is the endpoint that Siri is going to ping when we ask it to. So if we go now, we take, let's grab this. We're going to copy that URL, go over to shortcuts, create a new shortcut. And this is going to be get contents of URL. This is the feature in Apple Shortcuts that we use to initiate a webhook, and we're going to paste the Zapier webhook URL, and then we're going to use this post method, and we're going to use JSON, and we actually don't need to put anything in this right now. We don't need any data transferred, so we're just going to click this and click allow, and now we go over here and click test. And you can see that it was successful. No data was transferred, but that's fine. That is exactly what we need. We just need Siri to initiate pinging our system. So now the way I'm thinking about this is that I want Zapier to automatically go to my calendar, find out what is my upcoming appointment. And in here, I have typically we put the name of the customer, the email of the customer, and the phone number of the customer in the description. So how we're going to do this is we're just going to do the Google Calendar action here. And we'll add Google Calendar. And then this is find event. And by default, we'll just choose your correct calendar. And then on the action here, we want to use, I have my YouTube calendar example, and we don't need to search for anything because we just are looking for the nearest event that ends at some point in the future. So if you've got multiple events, you'll see how this works. We're just saying we want to see the event that ends after right now. So if I click continue and test step, I've got several events on my calendar, and you can see that the interior one with Chris ends at 2 p.m. today. So this is the one that should be returned. And what do you know? It is. So if I were to move this just to show you, now I have the interior one with John, and the end time is before the end time of this interior one with Chris. So if I test this again, guess what comes out? INTC John, because this is the first end time that's in the future. So you get the idea. Let's say I'm on my way to Chris's house and I'm running late. So I need to text Chris to let him know that I'm running late. That's what we're doing here. So we've retested this. We're going to go ahead and do this one more time. And that looks effective. That's what we want. So in the action here, we can click continue. And it's giving us an issue. What's our issue here? Find event. So let's do the next step. Next step is we want to use Zapier's formatter tool. Whoops, spelled that wrong. Zapier's formatter tool, and we are going to do text, and we want to extract phone number. So we're going to click extract phone. This is a super powerful Zapier action, and all we need to do is insert the description of the calendar event and hit continue, test step. So now it's going to take all the text in this thing, which I have an email address, a phone number, and some notes. So what this does is it looks for the first phone number, valid phone number, and it pulls it out. So I'm going to rename this step extract homeowner phone from calendar description. So that's what that one's going to do. And now we have the phone number so we can actually text it. So we can say, and actually, again, if you do this in a consistent way, so let's say that every time I have, I always do project type, last name, first name. That could be your standard operating procedure when it comes to the format of your events. We could do one more just for the heck of it, because I think this is a really good use case as well. And we could do formatter. And this one we want to do text. And we are going to use a command called split text. So we're going to split and say the input is going to be the title or event here. We're going to take the summary. This is the title of the event. And we want the separator to be, by default, it's going to be a space. So I actually don't need to do anything. And we want to take the last piece of this. So it's going to split it by every space. So there's a space between INDP and a space between Chris. It's going to give 3 outputs. And we want to take the last one because we know in our case that I always have Chris as the last part, or the first name of the customer is last. So this one we're going to rename extract first name from calendar event title. So that's going to be first, the webhook kicks it off, goes to the calendar event, gets the phone number. All right, then after we have that, we want to add in the texting software that our business uses. So in this case, I'm going to be demonstrating with text requests, but you could use Dialpad, text line, any texting software, Sakari will all work in this case. You just have to connect your account. So we want to send a message, and we're going to click sign in. And in this case with text request, I need to paste in the API key, which you can find under the integrations tab of text request. And by the way, if you need help integrating text request, let me know, and I'd be happy to make a video on that. Once you paste in that API key, we can connect, and we can now continue on here. So the message that we want to say is, hey, first name that we just extracted. Hey, Chris, this is Chris Kiefer with Boolean Painting. I just wanted to let you know that I'm running behind. Sorry for the inconvenience. So we go ahead and do that. Now we're going to say the recipient phone number was the one that was extracted from that step. And the sender phone number we're going to use as whichever one in your account you want to use. So we are going to go ahead and click test step, and let's go ahead and see if I got the message. So I go to my phone, and here's the message. I got the message. Hey, this is Chris with Boolean. So now let's check this out. I publish this, and so the Zap is on. It's working. And so now if I go back to shortcuts, just remembering what I have here, I can actually go to or use, we need to name this one. And this is going to be tell my next appointment I'm running late. So that's going to be the name of this Siri shortcut. So I hit enter, and we can go ahead, and it's good to go. So again, think about this as a use case. I'm driving down the road in my car. I can now say to Siri, tell my next appointment I'm running late. And Siri says that's done. So got it done. And in a few moments here, boom, I just got a text. It says, hey, Chris, this is Chris with Boolean Painting. Just want to let you know I'm running a few minutes behind. Sorry for the inconvenience. So instead of having to go look into my calendar event, copy the phone number, paste it in, write out whatever I want, I can literally just, while I'm driving, like show you how easy that is to say, hey Siri. But now let's go take it a step further. What if I'm running 5 minutes later, 30 minutes later, or whatever? I could have that, I can modify this now back in this prompt here to say get input. So as soon as I trigger it, I want to say get input, or I think it's called, ask for input. So we double tap there. Let's add this ask for input step. And we want to ask for a number, and we're going to say how late. So actually, let's do this. I'm going to do it the other way. We're going to do text, and it's going to say how many late. How late will you be? So now what's going to happen is when this initiates, it's going to say how late will you be? And I'm going to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. And then in this step here, we need to add a variable. So we're going to add a variable, and this is going to be, let's say, amount late. And this is going to be text. And the input value here, we're going to insert a variable from the provided input. And let's also say that we're going to create this for each estimator. So you could do this for the first estimator, the second estimator, the third estimator, and they could all use the same Zap if we set this up correctly. So now I could have another one that would be estimator name. And because I'm setting this up for my Apple account, I'm going to say Chris. But if John wanted to have this shortcut, we'd put the same shortcut on John's phone, on John's Apple devices, and he would put in John there instead of Chris. And so now we're going to go ahead and test this. If we go back to our Zap here, we need to click here. We're going to test the webhook. And so let's go ahead and run it. And it says, how late will you be? And I'm going to say 15 minutes. I hit done. So now it sends. We need to find new records. And it just got amount late is 15 minutes. And the estimator name is Chris. So down in my message here now, I can modify this to say the signature at the end is going to be, or actually, let's do this too. This is, so we want to do that value that came in from the webhook. This is the estimator name with Boolean painting. I just want to let you know that I'm running behind. Sorry for the inconvenience. And let's maybe change this now because we have, just want to let you know I'm running. And now we're going to put in that amount late. So it's going to say, I'm just want to let you know I'm running 15 minutes behind or 5 minutes behind or an hour behind or whatever. That's going to dynamically switch based on what you tell Siri. Say, sorry for the inconvenience. Please let me know if that is a problem. And we'll sign with our name once again. Oh man, I just love this. If this is valuable, please like the video, share in various channels, groups you're in. I create this content for you. I love doing this stuff. So if you've got other questions or other ideas of things you'd like to automate with Siri, please drop it in the comments and that'll be an upcoming video. All right, so now I have this dynamic thing in here. So if we retest this, it's pulling that in. This all looks great. Let's publish it. So added dynamic time to appointment. Let's do to Siri intake and publish this. Now let's go back to the shortcut here. And how late will you be? Perfect, perfect. And again, got to keep in mind that it's going to go text this to whoever is the next thing on my calendar with an end date past whatever time it is now. So in this case, it's going to text me. Let's go ahead and test this out. So we have our Zap on. We're going to keep an eye on the history here. And I'm just curious, how fast do you think this is going to work? We're going to try this right now. So I'm turning off my do not disturb. So I got to make sure that I say the right thing here. This is key. So we're going to restart this. So I need to say, tell my next appointment I'm running late. And again, think of a nice, maybe I'm actually thinking we could shorten this up even more, but you get whatever you put here is what you have to say into Siri. So, hey Siri, tell my next appointment I'm running late. 1 hour. So we're waiting. Let's see. And boom, just got a text. Hey, Chris with Boolean Painting. Just want to let you know I'm running 1 hour behind. Sorry for the inconvenience. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So let's try this one more time. Again, I just think for the use case of this, this is absolutely incredible. I could be driving down the road, say, hey Siri, tell my next appointment I'm running late. 25 minutes. That easy, I was able to do that. And then within 30 seconds, it's going to send a message and we'll keep an eye on it. Boom, there it is. Absolutely beautiful. So super, super excited about this. Hopefully that was valuable. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. My name is Chris. This is Boolean Automation. We'll see you in the next video.